my name's Kelly. I'm a forensic psychologist and CBT therapist. One of the questions I often get asked about is when working with people who have been in prison, about them coming out of prison and adjusting to being back in society. And of course it's going to be different for everyone. But I think one of the things to consider is that when you're in prison, it is a completely different world, whether it's the first time, second time, third time, or you've had a long sentence or a short sentence. Coming out into the world can feel really unnerving for some. And this could be because they're going back to maybe the same environment that they were living in when they went into prison. And that can feel full of difficulties potentially because they're going to potentially be around the same people, which can be helpful for some people as in a good support network, but for other people it could be potentially destabilizing or triggering because they were maybe people that they associated with or hung out with when they were engaging in criminal behaviour. And going back to the expectations, so those people that maybe weren't the best support network could have expectations of them going back to what they were doing before, which can obviously cause a lot of stress and anxiety for the individuals going back there. And unfortunately, when people do come out of prison, that it can be difficult to reintegrate into society. And that's something that I work with people a lot because there are barriers. And I think that we as a society would be naive to say that there aren't any barriers. There could be barriers in terms of employment, in terms of housing, in terms of accessing healthcare. And although there have been a lot of developments with organisations that can support people within kind of that reintegration, it can still be really difficult and things that some people take for granted, especially if someone's been in custody for a long time. They may not be able or understand how to use maybe smartphones, online banking. And it's about supporting someone to reintegrate into society, to make it as seamless as possible, but also make people feel comfortable to express when things are being a little bit challenging or things are more difficult maybe than what they are expecting. It's about being able to support people to navigate whether it feels like a completely new world or it just feels like a new world to them because they've been outside of that society for a little while. So it's about, I think the main thing is understanding if you work with or if you know anyone that is going through this scenario of coming back in society, having conversations with them, not shying away from the difficult conversations about the societal barriers, being able to, as I said, support them in the way that you can and not making it a shameful thing to discuss so that maybe, it is actually quite difficult because I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. But it's something that with that kind of that support and being able to work with someone through those barriers, they can see the world in a different way if they are at that time when they're ready to. They potentially understand themselves better. They may now know that they want a different life. So being able to have those conversations, I think, is the key thing. And as I said, it is completely different for every individual. But all I would say is that it can be tricky and not to underestimate that and to be able to have those conversations with people. If there's anything else you'd like me to talk about in this area, then please drop it in the comments. And as always, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.